All right, good afternoon, everyone. Futures Barizio here. It is about 3:30 on Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. Hope everybody's having a great day. And for those in the U.S. like me, happy Election Day. Should be really interesting. So I tried to make my usual market update video. I tried to make one yesterday afternoon, and I tried to make one this morning. And I had trouble with my recording software, would not upload it to YouTube. So of course, you don't miss what you didn't see, but I just wanted to let you know that I did make 2 attempts in the last 24 hours to make update videos, and they wouldn't go through. So if you're seeing this one, then obviously it worked this time. I did do a test one before, and it seemed to work. So I'm hoping that this works. So as always, before we get started, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course, if you're just finding the channel for the first time, like I said, subscribe, and any questions or comments, leave them down below. All right, so let's just jump right in here. So we'll start out with copper, and as you guys know, I have been talking about this range that copper was in here for about the last 2 weeks or so. And it appears now that maybe we're breaking out of that. We did break out of this previous swing high right here, and then we came down here and we failed to make a new low, and we just started moving sideways. So I was looking at that as kind of an accumulation zone, and so that does appear at the moment of what happened, because we did break higher and we did take out this swing high here. Now we do have this high up here, which was the last high before this last low was put in. There was another swing right here, so it just depends if you want to count this one or count this one as the swing. But either way, we did break through this zone, and you can see we've now come back. Let's go down to the hourly chart. We broke through, we've come back, and now retesting this area which was previously resistance, now as support. And you can see I'm also in a long position here. I was in another long earlier, which I've closed. I re-entered this one a little bit early, but I'm probably going to hold this as I do think copper has the potential to start moving higher. And if we look at the CFD cash chart, it does. I definitely can see a case for copper to go up here and make some new highs, or at least revisit these old highs up here. On the cash chart, up in this area, we do have an imbalance area sitting way up here with this giant wick that happened back in September. And so, we'll see what happens. So I do think there's some definitely some upside in copper here. And if this area holds where it's sitting right now and we push through this area, then I do think that we'll definitely push up quite a bit more. So bullishly optimistic on copper. So let's see what happens. But it looks like, again, we might be finally seeing the end of this consolidation area. So, okay, jumping over to oil. So again, we have this kind of this consolidation here. This was the last kind of swing high before this low was put in. We've now come back, and you can see I'm also holding along on this. And that I actually was in another long earlier, closed it when it got up into this zone, but I do feel like this still has potential. As soon as it rejected off of this demand area right here, I re-entered. So we'll see if this area holds. It's a kind of a small position, but if it holds, I think, again, this has the potential to go quite a bit higher. We do have highs sitting up here because this imbalance has already been filled. That's what caused this reaction down last week. And so now this imbalance has been filled. So the next target would probably be up here or back at the contract highs up here. And over to the CFD chart, just really quick. It looks pretty much the same. So I'm comfortable with that analysis. So again, bullishly optimistic on crude oil right now. So going back here onto natural gas. So natural gas has been making some really, really super great patterns. I mean, just look at this chart. This is almost like market structure technical analysis dream here. Just look at these, move down, swing high, move down, swing high, move down, swing high. Right here, move up, swing low, up, low, up, low, up, low, up, low, break a structure, and now move down. And now we appear to a broken structure to the upside. So as long as this area down here, holds, then, certainly I can see this going up. So I was also in a long in this. I closed it when it got up into this sideways action. And now you can see it's moved back down. But I'll be watching this for a potential change in structure. If you go down to a 5-minute chart, if it starts rallying back and takes out like these little minor structure areas in here, then I think it definitely has potential to move back higher again after this really bullish candle here on the 4-hour chart that we got yesterday. And again, going over to the CFD for oil. No, excuse me, natural gas. We had this move up. We filled this imbalance. I was talking about this the last couple of weeks. We filled this imbalance. We went down. We failed to make a new low below here. Then we had this aggressive move up. We had a lot of buying off this low, aggressive move up, and now this pullback. So again, as long as these lows in here hold, then this probably is going higher and probably beyond this high, because this imbalance has already been filled up here. So I could definitely see this moving higher. So the key to this again is this low down here, these lows down here holding, and then a potential move higher. So again, I'm cautiously bullish on natural gas, and if we see a play to push this back higher on a shorter time frame, I certainly would consider entering long again. But again, anything I tell you here, guys, is just my perspective, my analysis. It's not trading advice. Do your own analysis, do your own research, use whatever methodology you like to use. Don't take any trading advice based on anything I say. This is just my view of the market. All right, then finally, just looking at gold and ES. So because of the election today in the U.S., I expect the financials, any of the, NASDAQ, S&P, gold, silver, if you trade Forex, probably any Forex pair, US dollar Forex pair in particular, is going to be either kind of flat or choppy because of the election. And so you can see with gold, it's just kind of taking a pause here after this big run up. Here's the 4-hour chart. We made this high, then we've come back and we're sitting, at around this support level, demand level, whatever you want to call this down here. So if this area holds, I suspect we'll certainly turn back higher. We've been in a big uptrend, so you really can't fight that. You just have to respect the uptrend. But if it does manage to break down and close down below this rectangle, then I think it'll have a bigger push down, back into these levels down here, whether it's like right in here or whether it's back to this more obvious level down here. The ES has moved higher today. It did bounce off this level, came back up here. It's trying to break through here. I haven't traded this. Again, I'm just staying away from these markets until we have some kind of resolution with the election, which we're probably not going to have today, unfortunately. So I expect a lot of volatility, if not sideways movement, then a lot of volatility to creep in the longer it takes to get a decision on the election. It's just what I suspect. So I'll keep an eye on these, but I'm not actively trading them. But again, I think the financials and metals, and maybe to a little lesser extent oil, because oil has a lot to do with the economy, because it's the fuel for the economy, probably more so than natural gas. Copper may not be as affected by it so much, or natural gas. I think natural gas is more weather and supply related than anything else. But again, things like, indices, any financial markets, bonds, gold, metals, Forex, expect to see some choppiness here until we get some resolution to this. And I know a lot of brokers, futures brokers, are increasing margin rates during this time on a lot of these markets just because of that. So day trading margins are up. I know my broker has raised them. I don't know how long they'll keep that in place, probably for, I suspect at least through today, but probably longer. So, so that's kind of how I see things right now, guys. And I just wanted to jump in there. So again, copper, gold, copper, oil, and natural gas. Basically more bullish on those. We'll see certain things have to hold, but certainly looking more bullish on all three of those. And again, gold's kind of just consolidating, taking a breath, and ES is moving higher right now, has been moving higher today. But again, I'm just going to take a wait and see on all this for now, because this could very easily reverse, or it could just rally right back. I think it really just depends on how the market players perceive the election and whether they feel it's good or bad for the stock market. That's going to be what determines it in the end. So it's not price structures and technical analysis. It's the traders. It's the underlying fundamentals. It's just that stuff all manifests itself on the charts. So we'll see what happens. But, it could be really bullish today and then fall through the floor tomorrow. You just don't know. So, but I'll just stand aside and keep an eye on things. In the meantime, I'll watch my commodity markets a little bit more versus these indices and metals. So, all right, so I'm going to leave it there, guys. Hope you have a great rest of the day. And hopefully this video came through okay. And that's it. We'll talk to you all soon. Have a good rest of the night.